From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand says Canada is calling on all parties to respect international law after the U.S. military captured the president of Venezuela.
U.S. military forces extracted Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife Celia Flores from Caracas and flew them out of the nation's capital. It's not immediately clear what the legal authority is for the attack, but the two are set to appear at an indictment in New York, where they'll reportedly face several drug-related charges. Canada has refused to recognize the legitimacy of the Maduro regime, and Anand says Canada stands by the people of Venezuela. She also says Canada is ready to help Canadians in need through consular officials and its embassy in Colombia. Brenda Molina Navidad, The Canadian Press.
U.S. President Donald Trump says the U.S. will run Venezuela in the short term, and he says improve its oil production.
We're going to have our very large United States oil companies, the biggest anywhere in the world, go in, spend billions of dollars, fix the badly broken infrastructure, the oil infrastructure, and start making money for the country.
There are no visible signs yet of a U.S. takeover, as Venezuela's security forces are still in control of key sites. European national security advisors have been in Ukraine discussing U.S.-led peace proposals as Russia's war rages on. Prime Minister Mark Carney is set to travel Tuesday to Paris to meet with the coalition of the willing to try to push forward a peace deal. Carney says his focus remains on fortifying Ukraine and deterring future Russian aggression. Iran's supreme leader insists rioters must be, quote, put in their place. A week of protests in the Islamic Republic sparked by economic woes have shaken the country and killed at least 10 people. Switzerland is still reeling from that devastating New Year's fire at a ski resort bar. It killed 40 people and injured more than 100. Many of the victims were young from all over Europe, leaving many locals with deep emotions on the loss.
A very deep madness of anger of how this catastrophe and all those lives has been ripped off from the livings.
Swiss authorities are now investigating safety measures at the bar, and their findings have revealed the blaze likely started from sparkling candles inside the bar atop champagne bottles. A Canadian woman has been charged with illegally entering the U.S. and kicking a border agent in the face. The FBI alleges she'd been denied entry at the Peace Arch border crossing in BC and was later spotted walking across a buffer zone at a nearby park. The woman reportedly told investigators she was meeting her fiancé to retrieve their dog and did not strike anyone intentionally. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, plenty of Canadian action on a busy NHL schedule. The Edmonton Oilers are hosting an afternoon game with Philadelphia, while Montreal visits St. Louis. Tonight sees Calgary welcome Nashville, Toronto visits the New York Islanders, and Ottawa entertains Winnipeg. Vancouver hosts Boston in the late game. Over in the PWHL, a 2-goal game from Brianne Jenner lifted Ottawa to a 5-2 win over the Minnesota Frost this afternoon. The Toronto Scepters lost to Seattle 3-2 in a shootout. That game was played at Hamilton's TD Coliseum as part of the PWHL's takeover tour. It's an off day at the World Junior Hockey Championship in Minnesota. The 4 teams remaining in the knockout round will return to action tomorrow, and Canada will take on Czechia. There's word the American League champion Toronto Blue Jays are adding a Japanese slugger to their lineup. Reports say the team has agreed to terms with Kazuma Okamoto to a 4-year deal worth $60 million U.S. From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.